Welcome to the show. Hi, I'm Randy Jeffers, and we are live from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, I am so excited. I have two really special people here, Michael and Galen Kinnett from Newport Beach, California, and that's a place where I think $1 million doesn't go very far.
No, can't start with much, yeah.
You guys are in the real estate business there. That's one of the things you do, and I know we want to talk a little later about something that you are just expert at, that is something that all of us need. But let's talk a little bit about Newport Beach and the real estate business. How's it going there?
You know, things were going real fast, nice, and then the big crash came, slowed down, and nothing happened. But now it's coming back again, and it's going back better than before now. And then just before the election came, everybody was sort of sitting on their hands to see what's going to happen. And now that that's happened, it's starting to accelerate again. So the market's good, the market's strong, and there's always a demand to be near the beach.
So Newport Beach, California is like paradise. It's one of the premier places in the country, really.
It is.
So to have a beachfront home, let's say it's on the beach, what would it cost?
A bad one would cost about $5.5 million.
Oh my
and
goodness.
A good one doesn't have a number, but it's over 30-40 million.
So what if you're maybe 1 or 2 blocks removed, where you have a view, maybe?
$1 million to $2.5 million is possible, but most of them are in the $3 million range just to be in that city.
Unless you want a fixer.
Yeah.
Then you got the $1 million range. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? You know, it's a different kind of life there, isn't it? It's just crazy. Most of us can't relate to that kind of a life.
No, but you know, being next to the water, having that tropical air all the time, and you don't shovel any sidewalks, is just, who doesn't want to be there?
Oh, it's such a lovely place, and I know we always enjoy going to visit there, and I know you're a surfer dude.
I am.
How did that, Galen, tell us about that? How did that happen? Did you force him?
Well, no, but you know, when you're with somebody for a long time, between birthdays, anniversaries, this and that, after a few years, it's difficult to come up with an idea for a gift. So everyone's always thought he was a surfer with that hair. So I thought, you know what, it's probably time to give that a test and see how it's going to work out.
That's right.
So I think it was your 50th birthday.
Yeah.
50th birthday. So I bought him 5 private lessons. That way he could go to the beach. He could use someone else's boards, someone else's suits. He got a private lesson, and then he could use all the stuff he wanted until he wanted another lesson. Then they would give him another lesson. They could try different things. So by the time it was done, he was a good surfer, and he knew which equipment he liked, which brand he liked. And now I'm sort of a surf widow when the waves are good.
That's the way it is, yeah. Well, actually, I was going to go buy a motorcycle, and she says, I'm not going to ride with you because you'll be too new. I said, well, why don't you take lessons and get your own license? So she did that. So we ended up both getting a motorcycle license, and now she got me the surf lessons, and now I have 10 surfboards and no motorcycle.
Well, it's probably a good thing.
It is.
Especially if you were in this town. This is a terrible town for motorcycles.
Or surfing.
Or surfing, yeah. It doesn't work too well. Although there's some pretty nice beaches in some of these fancy hotels here.
That's right.
Sure.
Great, actually. But so real estate's doing great, and life is just absolutely wonderful in Newport Beach, huh?
It is.
It is. You know, life is what you make it.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about our philosophy is that every day is an opportunity, and there's so many opportunities everywhere you look.
Yeah.
But most people don't see any opportunities. I can't get a job. I don't have any money. That kind of thing. But the interesting thing that we believe in is that every single day, every single person has some change take place in their life. Maybe a small change. They think, what's happening? Nothing. Well, something's happening. You had a kid. Somebody passed away. Somebody moved here. Someone went to college.
Someone inherited money.
Yeah. So all these things changing every single day. That means that combined with everybody has to live someplace. So that change is going to affect your living situation. So as long as we talk to enough people and discover what's changing in their life, and try to be interested, not interesting, you know, then people will just spill their guts. Here's what happened to my kid. I wish he'd move out of my house. You know, let me help him find a house.
Right, I need to downsize so they won't move with us.
So it's just, there's always opportunity going on, And of course, once you get away from Newport Beach, 10 miles or so, you can actually get a home in the $500,000 range.
A little more normal.
Yeah, a little more normal. And so there's all sorts of, there's a lid for every pot. So depending upon what kind of pot you're looking for, we're trying to find that lid.
Although, we're broadcasting, all over the country, and of course for most of us in the world, a little more normal is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
You can buy half $500,000 buys a pretty good sized mansion in a lot of places, but California is certainly a lot different. But if somebody that's watching us wants to, let's say they've dreamed about being in a paradise like Newport Beach, and they want to contact you and see some properties, how would they get a hold of you?
MichaelKinnett.com.
Okay.
My name is Michael, Michael, last name KINNETT.com, MichaelKinnett.com, and you can get a hold of, we have our phone number, websites, all these things on there, different products that we endorse, and so that's how you get a hold of us that way. Very easy.
Well, we want to talk about some of those products that you endorse, and I know you have another name, Mr. Voltage Man.
Yeah, Voltage Man, right.
And we want to talk a little bit about that, and we'll do that in our second segment when we come back. But I know you've been in an industry where you've helped people to accomplish their dreams and to do special things with their lives that they might not be able to do otherwise. Give us a little bit of what you've done in your life in that regard.
Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I'm always looking for opportunity. And since it's everywhere, you have to be very judicious with what it is you spend your time doing, because once you open yourself up to that, everybody has a deal for you. Especially when you have some money, then everybody thinks they have a better way to spend your money. But what's interesting for us is that Galen and I have a philosophy that if we can find people who are trying to get ahead on their own, they're looking for a hand up, not a hand out, then we try to take those people and we start with, what do they think? How do they think? It's not about do you have an education, it's about how do you view life.
Yeah, it's really all about how you view things, what your perception is, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah, and well, that's fabulous. So you've taken that philosophy and you've been able to help literally thousands of people over your lifetime.
Thousands and thousands.
Thousands and thousands of them.
And it's interesting that as you start small, helping a friend and then helping their friend and then a brother and a couple people, next thing you know you have 5 people in a room, and wow, they're excited. And then next thing you know there's 20 people in a room. And as long as you keep your integrity intact and the information you're giving people is for their benefit, not yours, you're going to find yourself on a stage with 1,000 people and then 10,000 people. So we found ourselves all around the world, in Australia, and I mean, just pick a place, and you and I were on stage. Where was that? What island was that in? Remember that?
St. Croix.
St. Croix.
That was a number of years ago, many years ago, a few decades ago.
That's right.
Right.
So you find yourself traveling the world, meeting really great people, and those people in turn want to invite you into their life, and so your life just becomes richer, and the people, the experiences are better, and not better than something else, but better than you've had before.
Exactly. Well, it's it's amazing when you can help people. That's really what life's all about, right? We're all kind of walking down the path of life, holding hands, helping each other get better and better, and there's nobody better than you two. You guys have just done some amazing things. Galen, what do you think about this whole business that Michael dragged you into?
Well, at first I didn't know anything about it to even know what to think of it, let alone what to ask him about it. So in a way, this whole other segment more or less happened to me, because I've always been in real estate, and he was always doing what he had been doing. So I guess you could say I didn't see it coming. It just happened to me. But as I've got to know him, as we dated and so forth, I could see his integrity. I could see these other things. But that sense of in front of a room, you never know how that's going to go. And I remember going to St. Croix and that big church, and it was filled with people of a different heritage, different people all together. And Michael stood up there in a suit and that long hair and stood out like a beacon in the whole room. and said some stuff that was actually quite
It just blew you away,
controversial.
huh?
Yeah,
Well, I want to hear more about this, but we have to
Mm-hmm.
go to a commercial break and hear a few messages, and so we'll be right back.